Okay, so we were on to season two as we count down to the new season for Game of Thrones, which is in July and mid July. So I figured I'd get started. I did get started with season one, obviously. So I figured we go ahead and jump to season two. So yeah, but that all being said, there's gonna be spoilers in this review. So if you have not watched the show, you may want to get up off of here, go get caught up, and then come on back and hear what I gotta say about it. So there's your warning. So, um, I found myself getting more attached to, three characters after Ned Stark was taken out in season one, which is Tyrion Lannister, Targaryen, and Jon Snow. I mean, like, not to say that Robb Stark and Bran Stark weren't strong characters, but those three were the most interesting to me. And so now that they're out, Baratheon's out of the way. Now his younger siblings they want to get on the throne, like where Baratheon wants to be on there, and then Stannis Baratheon, also wants to, be on the throne too, and he has this red woman by his side doing all these crazy, weird magic, weird witchcraft shit or whatever, and then she is pregnant for like one episode, and then she gives birth to this how Brienne would describe as the shadow with the face of Stannis Baratheon. There was no other way to describe that figure. So then that happens, and then Renly gets killed, and Marjorie was gonna marry him. Like just I guess for her own reasons or whatever, and he would have had his own reasons to do that too. But he's dead now, and then now she's on to King's Landing to basically wed Joffrey. Ah, man. But in this season anyway, Stannis Baratheon is on his way to King's Landing to basically, paint, King's Landing with Lannister blood everywhere and sit on that throne while it's happening. And Tyrion is coming up with a way to basically prevent that from happening, which is with the wildfire and get the army together. And I thought that was in the season finale. That's how long it's been since I've seen this season. I thought it was the season finale, but it turns out it's not. I mean, it seems like how they started out, like where it gets to the ninth episode, something crazy happens, and then the season finale, it kind of dies down a little bit after that. It's just like the aftermath of that craziness. I mean, that's how, the show has started out with each season. Like we're at episode 9, something crazy happens, and then the season finale is the aftermath of that. And so, I mean, yeah, like Tyrion actually, is part of the reason why King's Landing has not, why they're still there. I mean, yeah, Tywin Lannister came in like a little bit after when they got outnumbered, and then he saved everybody, and then so, I mean, it was him and Tyrion saved King's Landing, and Joffrey was too much of a punk to really go out there and take charge and lead the army into battle, and which goes to show you he's more comfortable with having someone else do his dirty work, where he'll command someone to go out there, execute somebody, or do this, do that, and slap around Sansa and do this and do terrible things. I mean, he just would just sit there and watch and make other people do it for him. I mean, just when you think you couldn't hate that character even more, you just gotta go through each season that he's in, and he proves you wrong. Like, nope, I can make you hate me even more, and then he does that successfully. I mean, the actor did a fantastic job at that. But I mean, yeah, and then we get to see Daenerys Targaryen evolve into a leader, like where she was, vulnerable and fragile, like in the first half of season one, and then she starts to grow into this much stronger woman, and then we see her continue. I mean, you see that growth continue in season two, and then, um, the dragons are babies, and they're just learning how to, breathe fire, and it's really fun to watch, and then it expands all the supernatural elements that that this world has, like with the Red Woman, and then now we with the dragons being introduced in the season one finale, now we get to see a little bit more of them, just a little bit more of them in season two, and but I mean, yeah, I mean, I was afraid that the show would not be as interesting without Ned Stark, but it it's like I'm just really, I was just very, very, very relieved that it has gotten better from each season, and so yeah, I mean, like there has, I mean, not one season has gotten weaker in my opinion. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like it just I thought I couldn't manage as well as I did in season one, but I just, like I said, I just enjoyed much more now, like from each season that they air. So with that all being said, this also deserves 4 solid chair spins out of 5. So count with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hold on. Let's redo that fourth one again. 4 solid chair spins. So, yeah. So, if you guys enjoyed my review for season 2, make sure you thumb up the video and click subscribe if you're a newbie to the channel. Thank you for watching. And yeah. And then with the like seeing that the end with the White Walkers, where you just see a massive herd of them, that's just their way of really cock teasing us for something big to happen and eat, like for like a following season. Even though I would have preferred that if we've seen a little bit more of them, but the later seasons do make up for that. But I'm like, why do you have to wait until like the last 2 minutes to show us the herd of white, that massive herd of White Walkers? I would have liked to see them like in at least one other episode. But the other seasons make up for that. So I'll get to that when I get to those seasons in my review. So in the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.